force of nature, a visionary leader, a cultural connector, and a passionate advocate for Africa and its global diaspora. Born in Ghana and raised in the United Kingdom, she has dedicated her life to bridging continents, cultures, and communities. As the founder and CEO of Grow, Unite, and Build Africa Enterprise Uber, she has created a powerful platform that amplifies African excellence, drives investment, and promotes inclusive leadership. Her contributions have been recognised at the highest levels, most notably when she was awarded an MBE during the Queen's 90th birthday honours for her services to African communities in the UK and abroad. She's a media trailblazer, a mother of 4, beautiful, a connector of global leaders, and a tireless champion for representation and change. Please join me in welcoming the dynamic and inspiring Lady Denta Amberting, MBE, to give her
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, since we have men in the room, and fellow changemakers. It is both a privilege and a profound honor to speak before you today, not only as a woman of African heritage, but also at this pivotal gathering of minds and missions. I stand here in gratitude for this moment and for many shoulders on which I stand. My journey began in a small town in Gaso, in Ghana. At the age of 5, I moved to the UK with dreams far greater than my circumstances. Growing up in a new land, I quickly learned that identity and voice were not always given. They were earned, claimed, and sometimes fought for. In that journey, I found my calling to bridge the gap between cultures and to champion for those whose voices have long gone unheard. Through Uber Enterprise, which I founded to uplift excellence within the African diaspora, I've had immense privilege of spotlighting women and African descent who are shaping global conversations across business, policy, healthcare, innovation, and beyond. These women are not waiting for seats at the table, they are building tables all together. Yet as we celebrate this progress, we must also confront the truth. Representation is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Women who lead, economies grow. When women are represented, policies shift. When women are visible, the next generation sees what is possible. As Marion Wright Elderman once said, you can't be what you can't see. That is why our presence in rooms like this must be strategic and not symbolic. And that is why I want to pause and honor the women who have shaped my journey, whose representation has been both a mirror and a map for my purpose. Yvonne Abapoku, Director of Governance for King Charles's Fund, who's in the room today, who is a quiet force who leads with integrity and vision. The Honourable Shirley Ayuko-Butche, who's the newest Secretary General for the Commonwealth, who's African and Ghanaian. A powerhouse who reminds us that leadership can be graceful and firm. June Sarpong, OBE, your unapologetic voice in British media gave many of us the permission to be bold. Dr. Ngozi, Director General for the WTO, proof that African women belong at the helm of global institutions. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, your presence in courage and clarity uplift not just Barbados, but every woman watching across the diaspora. Thank you, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first female president of Liberia, proving that women can govern with wisdom and passion. Diana, the first black female MP in the UK, your presence in Parliament broke ceilings and changed the narrative. Bell Rubibio Ade, the UK trade envoy to Ghana, your advocacy in politics reminds us that representation also means power, and the list goes on. These women have shown up. They didn't just make spaces, they redefined what was possible. Visibility is not only part of the story, we also need influence. And that is where the work of cultural diplomacy becomes vital. The power of storytelling, connection and collaboration. I've seen firsthand how African diaspora, one of the continent's most valuable assets, serve not just as cultural ambassadors, but as powerful drivers of economic growth. Across the globe, We contribute skills, innovation, investment and influence, and directly impact development back home on the continent. We are building businesses, funding infrastructure, championing education and creating opportunities that uplift the entire community. This is why I'm deeply committed to harnessing the strength of the diaspora and key industries to drive social change, reshape the global narrative, and build sustainable economic futures for our nation. Leadership today cannot be confined in boardrooms or parliaments. It must live in community halls, creative space, and digital platforms. It must reflect all of who we are, our heritage, our hopes, our collective power. To the incredible women in this room, we are no longer inspiring to be the first. We are preparing to be the foundation. Let us lead with audacity, and with the understanding that true leadership creates spaces for others to rise. Let us not just be present in this conversation, let us shape it. Let us not only be counted, let us count. Thank you.